Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden and 2K packs? Well, look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable Madden and 2K coins on the market. And of course, do not forget to use code Ferdy for 5% off. A link for their website is at the top of the description. Today, we are talking about the best cards at each position currently here in Madden 23. And it has been a minute since the last best at each position. It was 2 months ago, so it's a little bit outdated. And this best at each position episode is going to be a little bit different because we're in the end game. And all that really means is there's a lot more variety, a lot more top tier cards. And especially this year more than ever, all these cards are very similar. So there's a bunch of different opinions on who's the best quarterback and running back and receiver. There's a lot of options. That's what I'm going to say. It's not like this is like an October upload where there really isn't, like I make this episode and there might be one or two different opinions. I'm sure there's going to be a lot. I'm sure there is. So yeah, drop a comment down below. Who's like that hidden gem player that's been playing real well for you recently? Let me know down in the comment section. But yeah, let's just get started. So when I built this team, I did consider the fact that we only do get, I think it's now 3 golden ticket tokens. I saw some tweets saying that we didn't even get that 3rd token, but I don't know if they fixed that. I don't know what the case is. But at quarterback, I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, all 32 team games. My man gets Slinger 3. I mean, he's a monster. I think he's definitely worth using that token on. Gets 2 good 0 AP abilities, hot route pass lead. He's just very good. And yeah, all 32, 99 speed. No matter what your play style is, no matter how you want to play the game from the pocket as a runner, doesn't matter. Lamar Jackson, I think, is the best. And you know, you are going to use that golden ticket token, obviously, to get those 2 0 AP abilities. Behind him, I do have to mention him. It is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a really valuable card still. His price might not be where it was when he first came out, but he's still very valuable because you don't have to use a token to give him golden ticket-like ability. Still gets Slinger 1, amazing stats. His card's amazing, but you know, I obviously you are going to want to use your token on a quarterback over like a receiver or a running back, or whatever the case is. But yeah, I just think there is a little bit of value and a little bit more flexibility in your team builds when you use Aaron Rodgers, because he can't run like Lamar, but from the pocket, he's up there, man. And 2 0 IP abilities. The card is before his time. Yeah, that's how you say it. So next up, we have the running backs, and here come the eye rolls. I know, I unfortunately know, but it's still like Gus the Bus is still just so up there, man. I'm gonna get the normal Gus, so there's no. Actually, no, he's not even up here, but yeah, Gus the Bus. You know, he's still really just a beast because he's able to get you know, his freight train for 1 AP. Actually, you guys already know. Freight train, 1 AP, backfield master, and bruiser. He's like a golden ticket, but better. He's literally better than a golden ticket because he not only gets 2 0 AP abilities, he also gets one of, if not, yeah, no, the most broken X Factor. Like 20 broken tackle potential in a single game is insane. So honorable mentions, I actually really do like this Pacheco card because he has the ability, of course, with a token to get joystick evasive for 0 AP, which I actually really like. Good weight. His card's actually been playing pretty well for me, and from what I've seen from his previous cards that he's kind of got a bunch of recently. But I'm going to put Pacheco up there, and also if you want like another X Factor guy, Eric Dickerson is also obviously pretty good, and they did actually fix his X Factor, so now it does work like it should. But of course, Theme Team Remix Eric Dickerson is going to round out the running backs. So cornerback. Cornerback is one of the deepest positions right now in this game. I'm going to give you a couple. I'm going to go Calvin Johnson, the brand new fan appreciation Calvin Johnson, 6'5". What's not to love about this card right here? Just there he is. There you go. I'm also going to obviously go with, where is he? Randy Moss. I would probably say play Randy and Calvin both like on the outsides. You can use a token on Randy if you want to. You don't even really have to. You probably would. And then the other cornerback, I'm actually gonna go with Sauce Gardner. I'm gonna go with Sauce Gardner, 6'3", the Theme Team Remix version, who got a pretty, a much needed upgrade in my opinion, because his abilities just weren't really up to date. Now they are, and he has those kind of stats. He's 6'3". His cards play amazing. He's actually a little bit bigger than he is in real life too, because he does a bad job with like skinny player builds. Look at a guy like Robbie Anderson in years past. Even like Marquise Brown's bigger than he probably should be. But when you, maybe not Marquise Brown, but like a tall, skinny guy, they can't build him, so they're not good at it. So Sauce Gardner for the corners. Also some honorable mentions. You know, if you grind it for Lester Hayes, please use him. And also Dion is still good because Dion's like a golden ticket that you don't have to even use one of those tokens for, right? So Dion's up there too. Those are the cornerbacks. There's Night Train Lane. There's even more Team Remix guys that could be up here. So there's a lot of options. I get it, but I think this would be a pretty good cornerback room if I had to imagine. Okay, there you go. We have our ends and defensive tackles. I'm sure you don't want to hear me talk about that for 2 minutes. I recorded the whole segment, but it was 2 minutes long. Like no one wants to watch this. It's June, so there you go. John Runyon, 99s across the board. Strahan's a monster. George Karlaftis out for obvious reasons, and then we also have Vince Wilfork and Joe Green. Also, there's like DeMarcus Lawrence, who may have been snubbed potentially. Even play John Runyon at defensive tackle. Aaron Donald's a monster. Even talk about Nick Bosa for a little bit. So I like those cards. I'm not going to talk about defensive. I'm not talking about linemen for 2 minutes in this video. I'm not doing it. And again, there's some more linemen, some offensive linemen right there. If you build this offensive line, you'd be chilling. What you're looking for is free secure protectors, free edge protectors, you know, cheap threat detectors if you want to run that, you know, cheap identifiers if you want to run that. So, you know, offensive line, I value speed a lot. And a guy like Quentin Williams, 91 speed. A guy like, I mean, Peter's only here for that, you know, free secure protector. Linderbaum, obviously an absolute monster, 92 speed. And Lindstrom, 92 speed as well. So, yeah, I'm looking for speed. I'm looking for good abilities. And these guys fit all those archetypes perfectly. Okay, so now let's talk tight ends. Tight end's a position with a lot of variety. I'm talking more variety than I think we've ever actually seen in a Madden game. So, Zach Gentry has to be on here, my man. He's 6'8" and can even run block a little bit. 96 speed, good strength. Gentry has to be on here some way, somehow. He just has to be. Greg Olsen, in my opinion, also needs to be on here. I really think he does. The abilities are good. You're probably not going to use a token on a golden ticket. You're probably not a golden ticket tight end. You're probably not going to do that. But look at these stats, man. I mean, like the run block is insane. He's 6'5" still. Even a good ball carrier. The break tackle's high. It's all there. So I think those two guys need to be in your top 3 tight ends, no matter how you slice it. I think they have to be. This third spot, I'm between a bunch of guys, honestly. Even Edgerrin James maybe could be in there. You know, there's even the Gronk card that you have from season 3, I think it was. But to me, or was that season 2? Season 3? Season 3, I think. But I think Harold also needs to be in the conversation. If we're talking about, you know, just pass catching tight ends, I think Harold needs to be in here. He's also 6'8". But I would hear a debate for Gronk if you like that run block, because Harold is not run blocking with the best of them, like, at all. Like, he's not. Look at these stats. He's a receiver, right? So I would hear that debate. And apparently these fan appreciation golden tickets don't actually work like golden tickets because you can't get 2-0 AP abilities. That's something I've heard. I'm not sure how true that is. But those are my tight ends. I think you could definitely debate Gronk in here. I think that could be that third guy, but I think these two guys need to be in there because they're just absolute stallions, absolute monsters. Also, there's Donald Parham too, who, you know, Donald could also be in consideration. You know, I would listen to that as well. If you wanted to throw Donald in there, I would listen. Donald actually debatably is it's so tough. And tight end's so deep right now, I actually can't believe it. Okay, I just talked about tight ends for 2 minutes, so I'll make it quick here with the outside linebackers. The Maniac's there for his X factor. Ted Hendricks is there if you want to drop a guy into coverage, kind of user him. But then you also have the linebackers too. Fred Warner, I still think is a top tier linebacker in this game, believe it or not. He's really good stats. He played well for me when I used him. Also still gets good abilities for June, believe it or not. And then Harold Carmichael, obviously 6'8" middle linebacker. Still actually my user, and I really like him. Plays well. Good speed, covers a lot of ground, feels good on the stick, pause. And then at right outside linebacker, of course, we have Micah, who's, you know, he's all right. He's a decent card. And then Lawrence Taylor as well for those golden ticket like abilities, 2 free ones. And also his stats are, you know, pretty good too. So those are our linebackers. Okay, let's go safety. Then we're gonna finish it off with the wide receivers. At free safety, I think you gotta have Julius Peppers in there as well as at strong safety. I think Bo I'm not gonna say Bo needs to be in there as much as Julius does, but I think he definitely does. And there was like a leaked Ted Hendricks card. So if Ted does end up getting that strong safety, he will probably like replace Bo or join Bo up there, because he's obviously a monster, as you can see right here. He's 6'7". So as a safety, he would just match Julius Peppers on the other side. He's supposed to be like a fan appreciation card the same way I think Bo and Harold Carmichael are at tight end. So and as far as the backups, there's a lot of names here you could pick. I'm gonna go Ronnie Lott, but just know you could really choose a lot, like any of them. I mean, they're all very similar. As long as they get, you know, either free pick artist or 1 AP deep out, they, you know, you're getting a lot of the same kind of production. And then at strong safety, you know, there's Israel. CJ Gardner-Johnson has wicked stats. There's a good cards. There's good cards, obviously. I like Derrick Henry a lot, though. Or Cam Chancellor's tough, too. Cam's tough. Like you can literally pick anyone. It's just kind of like what name I want to see here. I'm going to go with, I'll just choose Cam Chancellor. Why not? So, I mean, that's the defense. There's the defense. What do you think about the defense? If you have a team like that, you're probably looking pretty good. But I'm sure a lot of our teams look like this. And I know I said that, you know, that there's some deep positions in here, but none are deeper. None are deeper. Wait, let me do the fullback real quick. Fullback, it's actually going to be a write-in. I'm going to go with Keith Byers' golden ticket. Yeah, I'm going to write him in as my own write-in. But wide receiver is the deepest position right now in the game. You have a guy like Deion Sanders, who honestly might be 4. Like, his stats are really, really good, as you can see right here. But the only issue is that he's only 6 foot. That's a problem. That's a problem in June, right? We need the tallest guys out here. So one of them is definitely going to be, I should probably just search it, Randy Moss. Randy Moss needs to be on here. Also going to go with golden ticket Sauce Gardner as well. You have a 6'3", 6'4", and then also I'm going to go with the golden ticket Colin Johnson. I would say even if you don't use a token on the wide receivers, they're still on here. And then as far as that wide receiver 5 position, I mean, that's a pretty good 4 right there. You can look, there's so many names. Demaryius Thomas could be here. Josh Allen, I've heard amazing things about that card. Larry Fitzgerald, I loved his card when I used him. Jordan Love, 6'4", Devonta Smith, DK Metcalf. I mean, there are so many good cards you could be using right now. Even CeeDee Lamb still up there. CeeDee Lamb might be the guy that kind of takes that spot. But if we even look at Theme Team Remix, just Theme Team Remix receivers, you have Mike Evans, Justin Jefferson. Who else? Even he's a big body, 6'3". Steve Smith, 5'9". Okay, but Garrett Wilson, 6 foot. AJ Brown, 6 foot. Plaxico Burress, 6'5". T. Higgins, 6'4". Andre Johnson, 6'3". You have big body receivers even in this part, even at 92s that are kind of hidden. So there's so much versatility at receiver right now. It is actually insane. I'll throw Demaryius in there, but even, you know, there's so many good names. So that's going to do it for today's video. The best cards at each position currently here in Madden 23. Like I said, there's not one right answer to this video, so drop a comment down below. Who are some hidden gems that you've been using throughout the end of this year that have really just played well for you? Drop a comment down below. But there's the offense, there's the defense, and yeah, I will see you boys in the next one.